Under our leadership, this department is once again laser focused on protecting the American people. We're defending our borders, our streets, our children, and our good, really God-given, this is God-given rights and liberties once and for all. We're going to defend our country, and we're going to defend our rights. Etched onto the walls of this building are the words English philosopher John Locke said, "Where law ends, tyranny begins." And I see that, and I saw it over the last 4 years when somebody was allowed to attack viciously with this department and the FBI his political opponent. How did that work out? Didn't work out too well, but it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. I was attacked by a political opponent, and probably it helped that I was attacked more than anybody in the history of our country. Alphonse Capone, the great Alphonse Capone, legendary Scarface, was attacked only a tiny fraction of what Trump was attacked. And maybe it worked out well. I don't know. If I had to give it up, I probably wouldn't, but only because I've gone through it.
We haven't even talked about this crazy pants thing at the DOJ, where, first of all, it was like one of his rallies. I mean, you must have. I thought of you. First of all,
the sight of him standing there was so repulsive.
No, I mean, he did the warm-up song playlist, but like a Trump rally, had Pam Bondi talking about how he's the greatest president in history, and then he comes up and just talk a little bit about what he said. But he's just suggested criticisms of judges and courts should be illegal. Oh, I guess except when he does it or Republicans do it. He said it should be illegal for the press to describe elections in any way that is different from how he characterizes his victory. He says Eileen Cannon is the absolute model of what a judge should be. And then, of course, he talked about MSNBC and CNN should be illegal. I can't even. He called all of his adversaries scum. I mean, Jill, it is just. I didn't think you never thought you could imagine anything like that, could you?
I did not. I thought Nixon was a sui generis, one-off, unique happening, and that we would never again see anything like this. The First Amendment is being trashed. The voice of America, gone.
Yeah.
We are not fighting for democracy around the world. We're not even fighting for democracy in our own country. It is a disgrace that we have gotten to this point. And the only thing that's going to stop it is, I hope we can last till 26 and make sure that we have a Democratic House and Senate so that we can undo the damage. But you can't just undo the damage. I mean, he's gone into such detail, pettiness, taking away all references to Black, Hispanic, and women at Arlington National Cemetery. Those who fought and died are buried in Arlington, our national cemetery, military cemetery. And you can't mention a Congressional Medal of Honor winner who happens to be Black, because that's DEI. Yeah. He didn't get that because he was a DEI dead person. He got it because he was a brave American. Yeah. It's disgraceful.
So let's talk. So many. Yeah. The Ninth Circuit rejected a request from Trump administration Monday for an immediate stay on a federal judge's ruling last week that reinstated thousands of probationary federal employees who had just been fired. But again, Jill, where is the enforcement mechanism? Because I know there were some workers on TV yesterday. They asked, have you been reinstated? They're like, no. I mean, so we are already in.
They've been placed on leave, paid leave. So they're getting paid, but they're not being allowed to return to work. It's sort of like what he did to law firms. He took away their security clearances and said they could not enter a federal building. Federal buildings are public. Yes, you can't enter with a gun. Well, that's not the issue. You don't need a security clearance to enter a federal building. So that's outrageous and illegal and immoral. And we have to, luckily one firm has brought a lawsuit to undo this. But do you know how many suits are pending? Because I can't keep track. But we're talking probably hundreds of lawsuits are pending against our government because of all of the illegal executive orders. And they are outrageous in what they're doing.
Yeah, this one, saying the Trump administration is sabotaging civil rights enforcement by the Department of Education. A federal lawsuit has just been filed to stop Trump and Linda McMahon from carrying out the mass firing of civil rights investigators and lawyers. You have to talk about this Biden's pardons are no good thing. That's not a thing, is it? You can't just say, he signed, I don't even know what to say about the auto pen thing or whatever.
Well, of course, auto pen is a mechanism to be used at the direction of the president. It's illegal to use it if he didn't direct it. But once it's directed to be used, it's the same as a handwritten signature in the same way.
Biden's on tape saying he's pardoning these people.
Yeah.
What do you mean he wasn't aware of it?
Exactly. I mean, there's no evidence of that. Any court would call him in, and President Biden would say, "Of course, I meant it to happen. I did or did not use." We don't know that he used an auto pen. We do not.
Yeah.
Because there weren't that many of these. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But it doesn't matter. It's legal to have done it. In the same way, how many documents have you e-signed? Those are legal.
Right. Exactly.
You can submit to a court an e-signed document. You don't have to physically sign and deliver to a court. Nobody goes to a courthouse to file documents anymore. In fact, if you go to do that, they will say, "You can't be here. File this online." They won't even take it from you.
I'm still using the curly, shiny fax paper. Oh, I didn't have to do that?
If you use a mimeograph, do you remember those?
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
yes.
yes,
I can still.
absolutely.
Oh, I can still smell that.
Yeah,
that purple
exactly.
ink.
That purple
Oh.
ink, exactly.
And that's a long time ago. Even I barely remember that.
But Joel, speaking of the pardons, I mean, I love that Adam Kinzinger, for one, is modeling courage, which I say is contagious, where he just said, "Bring it on." If you're going to, but this is the thing, they don't have any evidence against any of, they just want to harass people, right? And make them have to.
It is pretty much big harassment, even with pro bono legal defense. And I am sure that law firms will step up to this. Although, of course, what he's done to some of the big law firms, including my former firm, Jenner and Block, but, more so to Covington and to Cooey Perkins. And all of the firms on his list are intended to be warned, and their clients to say, "Well, if you can't represent me at the Department of whatever, at the SEC, because you can't enter a federal building, I can't use you." This is intended to kill their business. It is the most devious, unbelievably petty, awful thing.
Yeah.
A lot of law firms are saying, "Well, I'm not going to represent issue A. I'm not going to represent an immigrant who's an American citizen, or someone who, Khalil has a green card. He's a lawful permanent resident. He's married to an American citizen who is 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And he's now in limbo as to what's going to happen to him. He could be spirited out of the country in the dead of night to any country because that's what they're doing. And that's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, this is, people are like, "Oh, Trump wants this fight because politically, he can say, see, Democrats want, violent, illegal gang members." It's just, no, if any person believes in any shred of the rule of law, you have to say this is wrong. I
believe in evidence. I believe in fact. And all I'm asking is that there be a finding of fact in a court of law as to who these people are. I don't want criminals here. But I don't want them sent to El Salvador, where we're paying to house them millions of dollars. And I don't want them sent there unless they are actually gang members, proven to be gang members.
Yeah.
They're using, if they have a tattoo, they're a gang member. That is, I'm watching a series called Younger, and one of the stars is a tattoo artist. I think tattoos are a whole different form of art. I'm no longer thinking that just because you have a tattoo, you're a gang member.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Roger Stone has a tattoo of Dick Nixon on his.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth has the Nazi symbol.
Oh, well, yes. Okay.
Forgot about that. Well, that one maybe we should deport for.
Yes, that is a gang symbol.
Jill Winebanks for the win.
is.
Nothing but net. All right. We love you, Jill Winebanks. Let's make it so long next
Yes.
time. We love you.
We love you, Jill.
I'm ready anytime. I love you both.
All right. Bye, honey. There she goes. Well, did you know that scammers can literally steal your home right out from under you? Not like a cartoon. The FBI calls it house stealing. It is a growing real estate scam targeting American homeowners. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on one document, use a fake notary stamp with your local recorder's office, and just like that, your home title has been transferred out of your name. Then they can take out loans using your equity as collateral or even sell the property behind your back. You won't even know it's happening until you start getting collection or foreclosure notices. So let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your home title? If you're like me, the answer is never. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. Their $1 million triple lock protection helps keep your home and equity safe. Here's what you get: immediate 24/7 monitoring of your property, urgent alert if there's any changes, and if fraud should happen, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title at no additional cost. Here's the best part: I have teamed up with Home Title Lock to give you a free title history report so you can find out if you are already a victim and access your personal title expert. That is a $250 value just for signing up. Go to HometitleLock.com, use my promo code Stephanie250, or click on the link in the description. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code is Stephanie250 to get the protection and peace of mind you deserve.